Shut the up. I don't give a dude. Look at this. Look at this. He's fighting a professional boxer.
Joe Rogan completely roasted Jake Paul on his podcast, despite the fact that he had him praising for a long time. Joe Rogan said he'd bet anything on Mike Tyson, despite the fact that he is old. What will Jake have to say about this now? Meanwhile, Jake also has been embarrassed by Mike Tyson in training. Let's take a look. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul sent shockwaves through the world when they announced their fight on July 20th, set to be streamed on Netflix. Since the news broke, Paul has been stirring up excitement by engaging in a war of words with the legendary boxer. However, Paul might be underestimating Tyson's formidable reputation in the ring, despite his age of 57. Tyson has shown appreciation for Paul's impact on boxing in the past, acknowledging the YouTuber's contribution to the sport. Even Joe Rogan, a well-known podcaster and former boxer, recognized Paul's potential in the ring. Rogan spoke highly of Paul's skills, mentioning how boxing promoter Eddie Hearn seemed impressed and perhaps even intimidated by Paul's abilities. It seems like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's fight was destined to happen. About a year ago, Joe Rogan discussed Jake Paul's boxing skills on his podcast, emphasizing that Paul's abilities were genuine and not just for show. Rogan recalled a conversation between Paul and boxing promoter Eddie Hearn, where Paul confidently claimed he could knock out any boxer with fewer than 10 fights. This assertion seemed to surprise Hearn, indicating Paul's confidence in his abilities. Rogan also noted that Paul had demonstrated his ability to defeat less experienced fighters in the past. However, despite Rogan's previous support for Paul, he now believes that Paul would not stand a chance against Tyson. Rogan suggests that Paul is better suited to facing amateur fighters rather than legendary boxers like Tyson. Joe Rogan praised Jake Paul's boxing skills, urging people to look past his YouTube persona. Rogan highlighted Paul's impressive performance against Tommy Fury, a legitimate undefeated boxer, which ended in a split decision. Despite the 30-year age gap between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, Joe Rogan is firmly backing Tyson. The renowned podcaster, who is worth $200 million, doesn't care that Tyson is 55 years old, declaring, "That's still Mike Tyson." Rogan emphasizes Tyson's impressive training regimen, noting that even at 58, Tyson is still a force to be reckoned with, smashing the mitts during workouts. Rogan believes that Tyson's presence alone will command respect from Paul in the ring. Seeing Tyson's legendary skills in action, Paul will likely feel a sense of awe and recognition, realizing the magnitude of facing off against such an iconic figure. Rogan reiterated his confidence in Mike Tyson's abilities, emphasizing that Tyson, despite being 55 years old, still possesses formidable power and speed. He credited Tyson's training with Rafael Cordero, a renowned MMA trainer, and highlighted Tyson's use of cutting-edge recovery techniques like hormone replacement therapy and electrical muscle stimulation. Reflecting on Tyson's preparation for his fight against Roy Jones Jr., Rogan suggested that Tyson's speed and power remain intact, making him a formidable opponent for anyone in the ring. He emphasized that Tyson's presence alone would command respect from his opponents, such as Jake Paul, who would likely be awestruck facing off against such a legendary figure. Even Ric Flair joined the conversation, noting Jake Paul's eagerness to face Mike Tyson, which left Joe Rogan visibly incredulous. But Rogan didn't stop there. He delved deeper into the potential ramifications for Jake's boxing career. Rogan expressed concern, suggesting that taking hits like those could prompt Jake to retire from boxing for the sake of his health. Considering Jake's youth and promising future, Rogan emphasized the seriousness of boxing, especially when facing a heavyweight icon like Tyson. One misstep could not only affect the outcome of the fight, but also Jake's entire career. Despite Jake's attempts to downplay the situation, Rogan's words likely resonated deep within him. Age doesn't diminish Mike Tyson's prowess in the ring. Even at 55, Tyson remains a formidable force. Rogan, known for his rational perspective, adamantly asserted that Tyson commands respect regardless of his age. He stressed that Tyson's training regimen, under Rafael Bordeaux, a respected figure in MMA, underscores Tyson's ongoing strength and ability to deliver powerful blows. Rogan's commentary serves as a wake-up call to Jake Paul, cautioning him against underestimating Tyson. With Tyson's continued rigorous training and legendary punching power, Rogan's message is clear. Jake needs to take this challenge seriously. The stakes are high, and it's crucial to pay attention. One can envision Tyson's calm demeanor, recounting a victorious moment with a trademark grin. His confidence reflects the depth of his experience and skill, embodying a sense of control over the situation. Jake Paul isn't one to shy away from a challenge, even after taking some hard hits from Tyson. He's determined to bounce back stronger than ever. With a burning desire to prove his doubters wrong, Jake vows to hit the gym harder, refine his skills, and take on anyone who dares to face him in the ring. His words ooze with determination, signaling his readiness to reclaim his spot. But let's face it, Jake has a mountain to climb if he wants to redeem himself after Tyson's humbling blows. Stepping up his game is essential if he hopes to compete with boxing's elite. It'll take more than mere words to make a real comeback. Meanwhile, Tyson, observing from the sidelines, acknowledges Jake's grit, but remains focused on his own dominance. Tyson still possesses that killer instinct and hunger for victory, and he won't go easy on Jake if they meet in the ring for real. It's a battle of determination between these two, each vying to emerge victorious. Will Jake fulfill his promise to return stronger? Will Tyson maintain his reign as a boxing legend? Only time will reveal the outcome. One thing's certain, the rivalry between Jake and Tyson is far from over, and fans everywhere will be eagerly awaiting the next chapter. People were skeptical when Jake Paul boldly expressed his desire to gauge Mike Tyson's punching power. Confident, almost cocky, Jake wanted to test Tyson's strength firsthand. So, they arranged a sparring session to see if Jake could handle it. However, things didn't go as planned for Jake. Tyson landed some heavy blows, leaving Jake severely shaken. It was a harsh reality check for him. Jake had strutted into the gym with arrogance, trash-talking Tyson and acting invincible. But Tyson wasn't amused. He was furious at the disrespect, especially when Jake brought his family into it. Despite Tyson's warnings, Jake remained defiant, brushing off the humbling experience. After the intense sparring session with Tyson, Jake suffered from severe effects, including headaches, dizziness, and difficulty focusing. His doctors advised him to take a break to allow his brain to heal. Ultimately, Jake had to make the difficult decision to cancel the fight. Despite the setback, Jake Paul is maintaining a tough facade, claiming he could have handled Tyson if he wanted to. However, beneath the bravado, it's likely that he's feeling disappointed about having to withdraw. It's undoubtedly a difficult situation for him to accept. But most of the people are not doubting if Mike Tyson can fight. What they doubt is whether or not it will be a real fight, or not just some cash grab fight. We've seen Jake Paul's previous fights, and even the fight his brother fought against Floyd Mayweather. And honestly, it was pretty clear it was a setup. But as long as people keep falling for it, I guess it will happen. I'd like to think and say that Jake Paul is different from Logan. And after his last two fights, his path has been straight. He lost against Tommy Fury, and then fought a pro fighter with not a good score. But that's what most good boxers do to rack up their score, until they get a title shot. It's up to Jake Paul after this.